People often ask me why success seems effortless for some, while others struggle their entire lives without ever reaching it. How is it that with equal opportunities, access to resources, and the same 24 hours in a day, some people soar to new heights while others remain stuck in place? These aren't just casual questions. They are the keys to unlocking a profound understanding that has the potential to transform everything. As I reflect on my own journey, I've come to realize that success and failure are not random events or a matter of luck. They are shaped by distinct principles, much like the unyielding laws of nature. Think about planting seeds. You nurture them with care, and in time, a bountiful harvest will follow. But if you neglect the soil, fail to water the seeds, or allow weeds to overrun the ground, your efforts will result in poor yields, no matter how great the potential was in the beginning. Similarly, failure often arises from small, seemingly insignificant errors in judgment repeated over time. The key here is that these errors don't feel like major missteps in the moment. Each choice seems trivial on its own, harmless even. But when compounded over weeks, months, or even years, these tiny miscalculations become the very reasons behind failure. It's critical to understand that failure is not the end of the story, far from it. In fact, failure is one of life's most valuable teachers, offering lessons that success could never provide. When we're willing to learn from failure's lessons, we can turn setbacks to stepping stones. However, many people, failure does not remain a singular event. It becomes a habitual pattern. It starts as a minor crack in the foundation, something small, easy to overlook, but when left checked, it gradually spreads. Just like success, failure leaves behind clues, signs that point the way forward should we choose to see them. If you can recognize these subtle signals, you have the power to change direction at any moment, shifting your course toward growth and success. This ability to choose, to adapt, is what makes life so extraordinary. It is what gives you the power to rise, time and time again, no matter how many times you fall. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Have you ever found yourself caught in a loop of frustration, wondering why your efforts don't seem to yield the results you expect? Have you ever watched others achieving the very things you've been striving for and wondered what they're doing differently? These are the questions that, when approached with honesty and an open heart, can unlock the door to genuine growth. Genuine growth. The answers lie within your ability to confront what's not working, to accept that something must change, and to have the courage to take action. When you embrace this truth, you will realize that success isn't just for the lucky few. It's available to anyone who is willing to learn, adapt, and persevere. The journey may be tough, but with each lesson learned and every failure faced, you will move one step closer to becoming the person you are meant to be. Today, we're going to dive deeper into the reasons why most people fail, not to assign blame or point fingers, but to truly understand why it happens. Understanding is the first and most vital step toward transformation. It's the key that opens the door to real change in your life. As we explore this topic, I encourage you to reflect on your own journey. Where have you encountered struggles, and where have you experienced success? This is a moment for introspection, a chance to gain clarity and ignite action. It's time to take a step back and see the patterns that have shaped where you are today. One of the biggest barriers to success, perhaps the most overlooked, is the lack of self-discipline. It may seem like a straightforward concept, but don't be fooled. Mastering self-discipline is far from simple. Self-discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done when it needs to be done, regardless of how you feel at the time. It's the foundation that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who merely dream about them. It's not about waiting for the right moment or the perfect mood to strike. It's about taking consistent action, even when the path ahead seems unclear or the motivation fades. Imagine if you woke up every day ready to take on the challenges of your goals with unshakable discipline. No matter the obstacles, no matter the distractions, you would move forward with purpose and unwavering determination. But for many of us, that's where the struggle begins. It's easy to start with enthusiasm, but when life gets tough, when the challenges pile up, maintaining self-discipline becomes a true test of character. The secret, however, lies in your ability to push through those moments, to stay focused on the bigger picture, and to keep moving even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. The reality is, success doesn't come to those who wait for the stars to align or for everything to be just right. It comes to those who show up day in and day out, committed to taking action no matter the obstacles. The key to success is in the small, seemingly insignificant decisions made every day. The choice to keep going when it feels easier to quit. The choice to act when everything inside of you is screaming for rest. It's in these moments that your self-discipline will either make you or break you. But with consistent effort and a relentless commitment to doing what needs to be done, you'll start to build the momentum that will carry you toward the success you've always dreamed of. The truth is, you're not always going to feel like doing the hard work. In fact, most of the time you won't. Waiting for the right mood or a burst of motivation is a losing game. Success doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It doesn't care if you're in the right mindset or if you're emotionally prepared for the journey. Success rewards those who act, regardless of how they feel in the moment. It's about showing up, pushing through, and doing the work even when every part of you wants to quit. Think about how this plays out in your daily life. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? Tomorrow turns into next week turns into next month, and before you know it, years have passed and nothing has changed. The cycle continues, and each day that you delay becomes another brick in the wall that keeps you from achieving what you desire. We convince ourselves that skipping one workout, ignoring one responsibility, or missing one opportunity won't matter in the grand scheme of things. But here's the truth. Every decision matters. Every moment of procrastination, every time you push something off, it all adds up. Each choice, no matter how small it seems at the time, is like a brick being placed in the foundation of your life. And over time, those bricks form something solid, either a structure that supports your dreams or one that holds you back. The habits you create today determine the path you walk tomorrow. The consistency of your actions, even in the face of resistance, will shape the future you're building. So, every time you choose to delay, every time you choose comfort over progress, remember that you are constructing the life you'll live. The foundation you build now will determine how strong your future is. Success doesn't come to those who wait for the perfect moment. It comes to those who build brick by brick every single day. And with each brick you lay down, you're either one step closer to achieving your dreams or further away from them. The choice is yours. Why is self-discipline so critical? Because success isn't built on grand, dramatic actions. It's constructed from the small, consistent habits you maintain over time. It's about waking up early even when you're exhausted. It's about resisting distractions, no matter how tempting they may be. It's about doing the work when no one is watching, when no applause is waiting for you, and when no one else seems to care. That's the price of success, and self-discipline is the currency you use to pay for it. The reality is that self-discipline is not something you're born with. It's a skill, a muscle that can be developed. The good news is, just like any other skill, it grows stronger with practice. It all begins with small wins. If you've been procrastinating on a task, don't put it off any longer. Tackle it today. Even the tiniest step forward can create momentum. Success often starts with the smallest of actions. Those little decisions that seem insignificant at the time, but in reality, they are the building blocks of your future. The key to building self-discipline is focusing on progress, not perfection. It's not about changing everything overnight. It's about building momentum, one disciplined choice at a time. Every time you choose to act, to push forward, even when you don't feel like it, you strengthen the muscle of self-discipline and move closer to the success you desire. One of the best ways to strengthen self-discipline is by tying it to your goals. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? When you align your actions with your deepest desires, when you clearly see the why behind every task, every choice becomes meaningful. It's not just about checking things off a to-do list. It's about moving closer to the life you want to build. So the next time you face a difficult decision or feel the urge to procrastinate, pause for a moment and remind yourself of your why. Let that purpose fuel your discipline. Because with each choice, each step forward, you're not just building habits, you're shaping your destiny. A strong enough reason fuels commitment while weak reasons produce weak results. Whatever your why is, hold on to it tightly. Let it guide you when your emotions try to steer you off course, when the distractions of life make it tempting to quit or take the easy route. Your why is the anchor that will keep you grounded and focused, especially when the road gets tough. It's the force that transforms fleeting motivation into lasting determination. It's without a clear purpose, it becomes far too easy to falter. But when you have a reason that burns deep within you, it will push you to keep going, even when the journey feels impossible. Accountability is another crucial element in building and maintaining self-discipline. Holding yourself accountable is important, but having someone else hold you accountable can make all the difference. When you commit to someone else, there's an added weight, a responsibility that keeps you aligned with your goals. It's easy to break promises to yourself because, after all, who's really keeping track? But when you've made a commitment to someone else, whether it's a mentor, a friend, or a partner, that commitment carries more weight. You know that someone is watching, someone who believes in you and expects you to follow through. That external layer of accountability significantly increases your chances of staying on course. I remember a man once shared his struggles with me. He was bright, talented, and ambitious, yet no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't seem to make real progress toward his goals. After digging deeper, we uncovered the root of his problem: inconsistency. He would work hard for a week, pour his energy into his projects, and then take a month-long break. He would start new projects with enthusiasm, only to abandon them the moment challenges arose. His ambition was clear, but his lack of discipline and consistency was holding him back. In the end, it wasn't his talent that was undermining him, it was his inconsistency. He wasn't staying disciplined long enough to see his efforts pay off. Every time he let up, he was pushing back the success he had worked so hard for. This is a lesson that many of us can relate to. Talent alone isn't enough. Without consistent effort, no matter how hard you work in bursts, the results will always be fleeting. Self-discipline, coupled with accountability, is what transforms effort into achievement. It's the key that locks in progress and ensures that your ambitions don't slip away as soon as the excitement fades. This success is a powerful testament to the truth that success is predictable when you commit to the right habits and stick to them, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem at first. I told him that success doesn't come from grand gestures or momentary bursts of effort. It's about making consistent, disciplined choices every day. He took this advice seriously and started practicing discipline in small, manageable ways, waking up earlier, following a daily routine, and keeping his commitments. Over time, these small wins compounded into extraordinary results. Today, he's living the life he once dreamed of, the life he thought was out of reach. The same can be true for you. Success is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about showing up every day, no matter how you feel, and putting in the effort even when it seems like nothing is happening. Trust the process. Success isn't about getting everything right the first time. It's about the consistency to keep going when the results are not immediately visible. It's about choosing growth over comfort, even when it's difficult, because nothing worth having comes easily. If it did, everyone would have it. But the truth is, it's the ones who are willing to push through the discomfort, who are willing to stay disciplined when it's hard, that ultimately reach their goals. So where in your life could you benefit from more self-discipline? What's one area where you've been procrastinating, waiting for the perfect moment, or the ideal conditions. Here's the truth. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The time to start is now. Don't wait for everything to line up perfectly or for the stars to align. Begin with one small step, no matter how insignificant it feels. That's how you build the muscle of discipline. One day at a time. And that's how you set yourself on the path to success. Another reason most people fail is a lack of clear vision. Without a clear vision, it's impossible to know where you're going or how to get there. Vision is like a compass. It provides direction for your life. Without it, you're like a ship without a sail, drifting wherever the wind and waves take you. Life without vision is reactive rather than proactive. You're just going through the motions, responding to whatever comes your way, instead of taking control and creating your own path. Many people mistake busyness for progress. They confuse activity with achievement, thinking that as long as they're doing something, they must be moving forward. But just because you're busy doesn't mean you're moving in the right direction. You could be running in circles, expending all your energy, but getting nowhere. To truly make progress, you need a clear vision to guide your. Without that vision, you risk being swept along by the current of life, reacting to every obstacle or challenge instead of proactively choosing the life you want to create. The key to true success lies in having a vision so clear and compelling that it fuels every decision, every action, and every step you take. With a clear vision, you'll know exactly where you're headed, and you'll have the focus and drive to stay on course, no matter what challenges you face. Most people are busy, but they're not productive. They're running on a treadmill, expending all their energy, but getting nowhere. They feel like they're putting in the work, yet progress seems out of reach. This is where vision comes in. Vision gives your life focus and purpose. It's the why behind everything you do, the driving force that keeps you moving in the right direction. Without it, you may find yourself busy with tasks, but you won't be advancing toward your true goals. A clear vision helps you make better decisions, manage your time effectively, and overcome obstacles with resilience. When you know exactly what matters, when your purpose is crystal clear, it becomes much easier to say no to distractions and stay on course, even when life throws its challenges your way. But many people don't take the time to define their vision. Instead, they allow circumstances to dictate their actions or let other people's expectations shape their choices. They drift through life, hoping things will work out somehow. But here's the truth. Hope is not a strategy. Life doesn't reward drifters. It rewards planners. Those who have a clear destination in mind and a plan to get there. If you're just going through the motions, hoping for success to magically appear, you're setting yourself up for frustration. True progress comes when you take control, when you actively decide where you're going and how you're going to get there. To create a vision for your life, start by asking yourself the big questions. What do you truly want out of life? What kind of person do you want to become? What legacy do you want to leave behind? These questions aren't easy to answer, and the answers won't come overnight, but they are worth wrestling with. The process of reflecting on these questions will shape the direction of your life and ultimately your destiny. Your vision is your North Star. It's the guiding light that will keep you on track even when the path is unclear. It should inspire you, challenge you, and pull you forward even on the days when motivation feels distant and your energy seems depleted. A clear vision isn't just a nice idea. It's essential for creating the life you truly want. It's the fuel that drives your actions and the compass that helps you navigate through the storms of life. When you have a vision, you no longer feel like you're drifting aimlessly. Instead, you're moving with purpose, determined to achieve what you've set out to accomplish. And no matter how hard the journey gets, that vision will always be there, calling you forward, reminding you why you're pushing through the challenges and persevering in the face of adversity. Once you've identified your vision, the next step is to write it down. Writing your vision down makes it tangible. It transforms a vague, abstract idea into a concrete, actionable goal. Without a clear, written vision, it's easy to forget or lose sight of what you're truly working toward. When it's written, it's a constant reminder of where you're headed. But remember, be specific. Vague visions lead to vague results. If you're not clear about what success looks like, how will you know when you've achieved it? Define it for yourself. Is success financial freedom? Is it achieving a specific milestone like running a marathon or publishing a book? The clearer your vision, the easier it is to create a roadmap and take actionable steps toward it. Now that your vision is clear and written down, the next step is to align your daily actions with that vision. It's not enough to just dream big. You must pair those dreams with consistent, focused effort. Consistency is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. This is where many people falter. They have a general idea of what they want, but they lack a concrete plan to get there. They might have a vague vision of success, but without clear steps to take, it remains out of reach. A vision without action is nothing more than wishful thinking. To move forward, you need a strategy, a plan, and consistent effort. To bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be, break your vision down into smaller, more manageable goals. These smaller goals should be specific, measurable, and tied to a timeline. For example, if your vision is financial freedom, don't just say, I want to be financially free. Break that vision down into smaller steps. Save a certain amount each month. Pay off a specific debt. Or increase your income by a set amount. Each smaller goal becomes a stepping stone, a concrete action that moves you closer to your larger vision. By turning your vision into specific, actionable goals, you give yourself a clear path to follow. This makes the process of reaching your dreams not just a distant wish, but a series of achievable milestones. And when you tackle these smaller goals consistently, you'll start to see the bigger picture take shape. Success becomes no longer a matter of chance, but of careful planning and disciplined action. The more you align your daily actions with your vision, the closer you get to turning that vision into your reality. These smaller goals are the stepping stones that will lead you to your ultimate destination. Each one is a part of the journey that brings you closer to your vision. For example, if your vision is to achieve financial independence, a smaller goal might be to save a certain amount of money each month, learn a high-impact skill that can increase your earning potential, or invest in assets that generate passive income. These smaller goals are not just checkpoints, they are the roadmap for success. By focusing on them, you create a structured path that leads you to the bigger picture. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your vision. And with each accomplishment, your confidence grows, solidifying your belief in your ability to achieve even more. But let's address a critical reality. Obstacles will arise. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't lies in how they respond to adversity. When faced with setbacks, most people give up too easily. They see failure as a stop sign, something that halts their progress entirely. They view it as an indication that they are not meant to succeed, that their dreams are too far out of reach. This mindset, however, is one of the most significant reasons why people fail. Successful individuals, on the other hand, understand that failure is not the end. They know that setbacks are part of the journey, not a sign that they should quit. Failure is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. Each failure provides valuable feedback, showing you what doesn't work so you can find what does. The key isn't in avoiding failure, it's in leveraging failure to propel you forward. The most successful people don't fear failure. They embrace it because they know it holds the lessons that will ultimately lead them to their success. Resilience is not something you're born with, it's a skill you develop. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep going when the odds are stacked against you, to push forward even when the road gets tough. It's about maintaining your vision and commitment despite the challenges that come your way. The most resilient people understand that the path to success is not a straight line. It's filled with twists, turns, and roadblocks. But they also know that each challenge they overcome brings them one step closer to their goal. So instead of being discouraged by failure or obstacles, they use them as stepping stones, recognizing that each setback is an opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more capable. When you build your resilience, you build your ability to achieve, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. Resilience is fueled by belief. Belief in yourself, in your vision, and in the value of the journey. Without belief, resilience withers and doubt takes its place, pulling you off course and undermining your efforts. Let's take a moment to talk about belief because it's one of the most critical factors in success. Most people fail, not because they lack talent, resources, or opportunities, but because they don't believe they can succeed. They are held back by invisible chains, limiting beliefs that trap them in a cycle of self-doubt. These beliefs whisper negative thoughts into your mind. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You don't deserve success. These limiting beliefs often stem from past experiences, societal conditioning, or negative influences from others. If left unchecked, they can become self-fulfilling prophecies, keeping you stuck in a loop of inaction and fear. But here's the truth. To break free from these limiting beliefs, you must first become aware of them. Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself. Are they empowering, lifting you up, and encouraging you to take action? Or are they disempowering, holding you back and convincing you that you're not capable of achieving your dreams? Once you identify a limiting belief, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this belief based on fact or is it rooted in fear? More often than not, you'll find that these beliefs are grounded in fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of stepping outside your comfort zone. But here's the key. Fear is natural, and it's often a sign that you're stepping into growth. Replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones is a process, but it's one of the most powerful shifts you can make. Start by affirming positive truths about yourself. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I am capable and I will figure this out. Instead of thinking, I'm not qualified, remind yourself, I can learn and grow. Your thoughts shape your reality. And when you change the way you think, you change the way you act. This shift in mindset is the foundation for building confidence. Confidence is not arrogance. It's a quiet assurance in your ability to navigate challenges and achieve your goals. It's knowing that you are resourceful, adaptable, and capable of handling whatever comes your way. Confidence doesn't eliminate fear. It helps you move forward despite it. Fear is inevitable, but with confidence you can face it head on, step by step, knowing that you are capable of overcoming it. Building this kind of belief in yourself, in your abilities, and in your vision is what turns setbacks into opportunities, doubt into determination, and fear into fuel. When you believe in yourself, you give yourself permission to succeed. And that belief will carry you through the toughest of times. When we reflect on the most remarkable achievements in human history, whether it's groundbreaking scientific discoveries, extraordinary athletic feats, or monumental artistic creations, there is one vital quality that ties them all together: perseverance. Behind every success story is an individual or group of individuals who refuse to give up, no matter the challenges or setbacks. These achievements were not accidents or strokes of luck. They were the result of relentless effort, determination, and the unwavering will to overcome obstacles. Perseverance is the engine that drives success. The individuals who achieve greatness do not stumble upon it accidentally. They face challenges head on, learn from their mistakes, and keep moving forward despite difficulties. The path to success is rarely straightforward or easy. Instead, it is often littered with roadblocks, failures, and moments of doubt. Yet the distinguishing factor between those who succeed and those who fall short is the ability to persevere. They keep going when others might give up. But what exactly is perseverance? It is more than simply pushing through hard times. Perseverance is a deep, burning desire to achieve something so important that no obstacle, failure, or setback can deter you. It is the mindset that allows you to keep going, even when every part of you is screaming to stop. It is the resilience to endure challenges, the strength to rise after falling, and the courage to try again when success feels out of reach. There are countless moments in life when giving up seems like the easier option. We've all faced times when the odds were against us and the effort seemed overwhelming. Maybe it was a challenging project at work, a personal goal that felt unattainable, or a relationship that required more effort than we anticipated. In these moments, the temptation to quit can be strong, but winners understand a fundamental truth. The easy road rarely leads to meaningful success. The greatest accomplishments are often found at the end of the most challenging journeys. Take a moment to think about your own experiences. Reflect on a time when you faced a significant challenge. Perhaps it was a work deadline that felt impossible to meet, a fitness goal that required discipline and sacrifice, or a personal struggle that tested your limits. What made the difference? It was likely your perseverance, your ability to keep going despite the odds. This quality, more than intelligence, strength, or speed, is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who settle for less. Consider the story of a famous inventor